Well, back in the 1990s, private equity was kind of a shell of its former self, a punchline, a bygone of the go-go 80s out there, like leg warmers. But the buyout kings are actually back. In the past 3 years, private equity has grown threefold to become a $500 billion industry. Niall McGee reports.
It seems as if they've risen from the dead. In the 90s, private equity was all washed up. But buyout titans like Blackstone, Cerberus and KKR are back and paying billions to take companies from Toys R Us to Intrawest to Chrysler private. Buy, restructure and sell again has become one of the dominant forces in global capital markets.
It's partly a phenomena of really excess global liquidity. As we know, we have China with a lot of liquidity coming into the markets and a variety of other emerging countries that are generating an awful lot of cash flow.
Private equity deals are financed largely using borrowed money. Low interest rates mean firms can easily afford repayments. Leveraged buyouts now account for 1 in 5 takeovers worldwide. Private equity has racked up over $370 billion in deals this year, including the biggest one ever, KKR's $45 billion purchase of Texas utility TXU Corp.
Here's what you got to follow: fast money. Fast money moves where returns are. Returns are in private equity right now.
The private equity cycle of buy, restructure and refloat usually takes about 3 to 4 years. Returns have been in the 30 to 40% range, and everyone wants in. The mania is driving up stock indices around the world, with investors bidding up the companies they believe will be the next target.
From a short selling perspective, it's getting extremely tough to do any short selling because everybody is a target.
Pension funds too want in. Investing in private equity helps diversify their portfolios. But many pension funds are now taking it a step further.
A lot of the big pension funds are disintermediating the private equity groups. They're going direct.
Essentially, they're becoming private equity players themselves. BCE is being courted not only by Cerberus and KKR, but also by Ontario Teachers' Pension Plan and CPP. With buyout mania reaching new heights, investors are looking for the deal that will end it all. The last buyout boom ended with a thud in '89 when banks refused to finance the purchase of United Airlines. So, will history repeat itself?
I really don't see it sort of ending in the short term. There's too much liquidity chasing too few names.
The music will stop. You know, we'll see it. It'll either be a deal that fails or a pattern of private equity becoming sellers or private equity starting to under-return, having to put second rounds of financings in company.
Well, go back to the movie Wall Street, okay? Remember when Michael Douglas stood there and said, greed is good? Well, greed could be bad too. With private equity, it's going to work the same way.
The end, some say, may come as it did the last time, in the form of a private equity firm calling the bank and being told, not this time, mate. Niall McGee, BNN, Toronto.